There's nothing in terms of official open business. We're going through the bid openings for the Sheridan Center bathroom tomorrow. They just came in today. I don't know if it makes sense to try to fit them on the agenda or not for tomorrow. We may if it's not real complex, but not having a lot of time, we probably will end up waiting till next meeting. We're just worried about the sense of the timing related to completing it in time for, there's a lot of events that are scheduled for this summer. So, I don't know that we'll be able to get it on.
As far as time for them to get prepared to present it tomorrow, or for us to have time to
review? And then of course, if we wait 2 weeks, it just puts that part of the project back 2 weeks further in terms of getting closer to completion.
Well, really, the agenda's not that bad. The ones that are Jeff, we could probably do as inside.
What we'll probably end up doing is we'll send it to everybody as soon as we can in the morning. If you guys feel comfortable after reviewing it, then we can take it forward. If not, we can just simply wait till next meeting.
Now that's the complete.
Just the bathrooms, yeah. Okay. That's the CDBG portion of it. So that was the part that we actually had on the agenda. At one point, we pulled it out so we could go a different route and possibly use community development block grant funding to pay for it.
Okay. If anybody has a question for Cindy about her grant, I know Dan, you had sent Cindy a question.
I'm good, yeah.
Okay. Well, what's the answer?
Don't keep it all to yourself.
We discussed because there's 2 computers and this only covers the grant. So the second computer, Snehal and I are working on this year. I have a newer computer, we're going to convert that one, and there may be a minimal charge to the city, but it's just for the software.
Will you bring that forward at another meeting?
I can bring that forward. It probably won't be more than $500, but I'll bring it forward just so you're aware. And I can just let you know.
Okay.
So, but this just, they surprised us on me last minute last week, and it's due Friday. The grant.
What number is this one again?
26.
Anybody else have a question for Cindy?
Real quick for the mayor before we leave, have you, from the Taylor Building Authority, the questions that they had, have you found out anything? Have you gotten with Gus?
We don't have a definitive answer in terms of.
Give a brief overview of what you heard in there.
Yeah, the question that was presented was what authority basically does the Taylor Building Authority have? There are some questions of project involvement and so they would ask for a legal opinion and basically we don't have the legal opinion yet, but the Taylor Building Authority is a millage that's captured. So technically that millage comes in to the city, not to the building authority. So I think there's a little bit of confusion of what they're actually approving, and so that's what he's defining.
Okay.
This is not what we're proposing is not Taylor Building Authority funding.
No, I understand, but other things have gone through there, and I just wanted to know. I'm sure he was on it, and I just wanted to know the progress you made.
As a matter of fact, the 2 items on 19 and 20, originally those were going to be proposed to be paid for from Taylor Building Authority funding. Totally unrelated to that question, we're going to have to earmark those from a different account because we're just concerned of the level, and this is what we talked about, Chief. And so after reviewing it, we want to make sure that there's enough fund balance in there, so we're going to end up changing those to be paid for through the proceeds of the auction. Or Jason, how did you want to actually state that?
Well, like I said, it'll come out. I think there's 2 items. The air duct will be repairs and maintenance, so that will come out of the police repairs and maintenance account, which we will be providing budget documents. And then the other one is more or less a capital outlay item, so that would be underneath the police department underneath the capital outlay line.
So you're concerned about the fund balance in the TVA?
Well, with all the programs going forward, we just don't want to. This was money that essentially was not earmarked to be paid for from TVA, and so what the chief is doing is they're auctioning off. There's a sale of guns that are somewhere on the agenda later. There's a couple of phases of this that the proceeds from that will be basically captured in these accounts to pay for number 19 and 20.
So it's not the new TVA then?
No, it'll be from police repair and maintenance on number 20, and from capital outlay.
I guess since we're on those, can I ask a quick question to the chief or to the mayor? Why aren't we using forfeiture funds? Can we use those on here, or?
Yes, but right now forfeiture funds are being allocated towards unbudgeted overtime.
Okay. So we're gonna use those for overtime then?
Correct.
Okay,
And that account's dwindling fast.
okay.
Okay, so it's capital outlet, and what was the other one?
It's just capital outlay and repairs and maintenance. Their deductions, repairs and maintenance, and the improvements will be capital outlay.
Okay. Getting back to the unbudgeted overtime, I thought we were gonna kind of get away from, I mean, is this kind of a situation where we have to use that? Weren't we gonna get away from using forfeiture funds for overtime?
There's not enough money was budgeted in the regular budget for overtime. So we either have to take down details, which produce revenue and crime prevention, or we have to get creative with the unbudgeted overtime.
Okay.
Okay, item number 6 is a rezoning. It's the first reading for rezoning. And that is a piece of property by the Key West Cafe that is to the east and a little bit of north of, it's actually where the owner of Café West lived.
Yeah, right there in that house right there.
Right, and they want to rezone it from B1 and residential to just B1.
Madam Chair, I don't know, this is just a procedural question. This item made it on the agenda again with no one's knowledge in terms of our office. We didn't even know what it was, so I don't know if there's a departmental process that this should go through for approval. So I don't know how these are getting on there, if they're being entered by someone in council, but like, I don't know if Dave, did you put this on, or?
I think Laura Feld puts these items on herself, so she has access.
Okay.
Well, the reason why, I think the reason why I brought it up is because it wasn't departmentally approved.
Yeah, your department never approved it.
I didn't approve it, so I didn't know if you'd gone back in or what had happened.
Okay, maybe we can meet later in the week to talk about, just making sure that these go through the process, so everybody's aware.
Okay, I need it, sometimes I do this last minute and
Okay, does this need to go through the process?
No, there's no reason to delay it. There's no reason at all.
So we're gonna go ahead with 6 then?
Mhm.
Okay.
Is there an idea of what's going there? I mean, why,
The rezoning is just to rezone it, not necessarily to approve what's going to be built there.
oh, okay.
That'll be the
first
next
process.
step, but I kind of got a feeling it might just be like a 2 or 3 unit little strip mall.
Oh, gotcha.
And I believe they were gonna actually tear down the rest.
And what we know about it, Councilman Woolley, is it is going to be a complete tear down for what's proposed, and they've been very secretive about what's going in there, other than they keep calling it a national brand. One of the anchor units is going to be a national brand. What national brand? I don't know. These deals are often handled very confidentially, though, so that other communities don't try to grab it. Sure.
Is the planning department assuming
I'm sorry?
secretive? Which means secretive?
The owners.
Oh, okay.
So they won't, basically, we would just be okaying the unit itself, and then they get to dictate who goes in there, correct?
Well, they would still have to go through approval process,
Okay.
but this is just the rezoning.
Okay.
Which makes sense.
It gives them an opportunity.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Now they would go out and basically secure the tenant, and then at that point, when they come back, then they'll disclose, once it's secured, the who.
So they're tearing down that home that sits off to the right,
Mhm.
and they're tearing down that new building as well?
Mhm.
That building's not that old.
I know.
I mean, that's
There's a lot
a
of
brand new
concrete.
building.
Yeah.
There's a lot of concrete.
It's a very specialized building, though. I mean, unless you have that Key West theme, it's very one-dimensional, yeah.
And probably the only thing it could be is a little cheap, maybe. Or some. Yeah, right.